For the 75th meeting between DePaul and Marquette, as we take a look at the Jeep Grand Cherokee starting lineups. These two teams, DePaul led by Shante Stonewall, a top 5 scorer in the Big East. On the other side for Marquette, how about Selena Lott? Not only does she dish it, but averaging nearly 15 per game. DePaul in the road blue. Marquette in the home white. It's Stonewall and Anderson. A fitting season finale for these two teams. The top two in the Big East is underway. The Blue Demons coming off just their 4th loss of the season. And Stonewall is off on her first attempt. They have not lost back-to-back games since 2016. Lexi Held gets them started.
And John, they're coming off of their worst shooting performance of the season, just 2 of 26 from deep in that Villanova game. So Coach Doug Bruno talked about the importance of getting into the paint to open up those threes.
Van Clunen, that's what Megan Duffy said would be the key for Marquette. Paint touches.
And they have a clear size advantage on this one. And we already saw Selena Lott, her improvement in creating plays and making her teammates better, setting that one up for Van Clunen.
First meeting between these two teams was their first Big East game of the season. Back on December 29th, Marquette lost by 18. How are they different from the first meeting?
Well, this is a team, as we mentioned off the top, that just had a ton of new pieces after graduating 5 1,000-point scores. So this is a brand new team. As we see Lexi Held, the talented sophomore, she's been in a bit of a shooting slump, so that's a good start for her. And then Selena Lott, just her ability to get 2 feet in the paint, draw the defender, and get it over to Van Clunen.
Ten on the shot clock. Jordan King, the freshman, with the left hand.
And that is a focus for Coach Megan Duffy, using their size advantage, getting inside the paint. There's been times where DePaul has really struggled to defend the paint, defend the interior, so we're going to see these Golden Eagles continue to attack and feed it into their bigs.
King, the Big East preseason freshman of the year, which is over 7 a game inside, and that one just off for Church. Here comes King. How about the take from the first-year Golden Eagle?
And 2 easy trips right to the rim for the freshman Jordan King. DePaul not stopping ball penetration.
The Blue Demons at 15-2 this year in the Big East. They've already won the regular season title at 6 out of 7 years that they've won the Big East regular season, but their arch-rival Marquette setting the tone here. Van Clunen on the back down. Anderson right place. Van Clunen, right time.
And we mentioned this is one of the best rebounding teams in the nation, John. DePaul struggled on the offensive glass against Villanova last time out. That has to be a focus for them today.
Held is fouled. She'll head to the free throw line. Doug Bruno in year number 34 at DePaul, looking for an 18th consecutive NCAA tournament appearance. The Blue Demons are well on their way. Now the question is, will they host the first and second rounds in Chicago? Megan Duffy on the other side for Marquette. How about the job she's done in year number 1?
It's been incredible, and she drew off of her experience as a very successful player at Notre Dame, but it's just a joy to watch them practice. She brings so much energy herself, and that translates to her players, and they are off to a hot start here, John.
They're channeling that energy that we saw at shoot-around today.
Yeah, it was 9 a.m. I was a little sleepy walking in, but right away, they woke me up. They were energetic, they were loud, full speed.
King, what a catch! The pull-up from the corner. Just off. Spangolo with the board. Marquette was running the floor. Very active this morning. Stonewall pulls. scramble for it here. Campbell gets down to the hardwood. Possession arrow with Marquette.
The Golden Eagles, senior day, back at home, feeling confident. Lauren Van Clunen, she was a big focus of their shoot-around because of the size advantage she is going to have inside. And the freshman Jordan King has really attacked confidently to the left so far.
Lot all the way. How about the uncontested buckets at the rim?
Right now, DePaul is not stopping the ball. And you ask any coach in America, that is the primary focus of defense first, is stopping the ball. And DePaul has not been able to do that in this opening 4 minutes.
Anderson stuffs it. The Golden Eagles have come out sizzling. The senior to the corner. That three goes. Jordan King. And the Golden Eagles are flying high. A 15
series. And then DePaul edging out a 1-point win with a big Shante Stonewall bucket. So I think there's a little friendly animosity between these two schools, John, and it doesn't hurt that they're only about an hour and a half apart geographically as well.
That's our cheap stack comparison. It displays the types of games these two teams have played. Another chapter here today as we got a foul away from the ball. What's your takeaway from this hot start for the Golden Eagles?
Well, we mentioned two things right off the top, getting in the paint and rebounding. Right now, Marquette 10-2 points in the paint and already a 9-2 advantage on the board. You see DePaul has subbed in a little bit more size and Kiara Dahlman down low to try and make up for that loss.
DePaul coming off just a 58-point showing at Villanova. But Kelja spins that one in. Doug Bruno, his team averages around 85 points per game, top 3 in the country, and they tried to retune their offense this week. Anderson off on the foul.
Paul got lucky there because that's two things that have happened consistently. Jordan King getting to the rim untouched and offensive boards.
Held to the hardwood and Marquette forcing the turnover. King the pull-up. Battle for it, Anderson. The senior has come to play.
DePaul is going to get run out of the gym if they don't start making contact on box outs, John.
Kiara Dahlman. This pace is electric. A track meet in Milwaukee.
Right now, Marquette looks a little bit like DePaul. That is usually DePaul's game. Creating steals, turnovers, and converting on the other end. Everything's going right for the Golden Eagles right now.
Anderson with her 7th rebound. Selena Lott. Dahlman with a foul. Think about DePaul. They love this type of tempo. This is the top scoring offense in the Big East versus the second best defensive team. But it's a little bit deceiving based on the start of this game.
Right now, it looks like Marquette is going to put up way more than the points they average. They are getting out and running. And the primary problem for DePaul right now is they can't stop the ball.
And stay with the Golden Eagles, who now own a 13-3 rebounding edge.
And Marquette has already had 6 offensive rebounds. DePaul at times just isn't getting enough people back on the break.
Cam Taylor, freshman.
You see the size advantage. John down low. Cam Taylor showing no fear, going right at the senior Kelly Campbell with a couple of inches on her.
Marquette head coach Megan Duffy telling us that's a big difference from the first meeting with DePaul. I'm more comfortable with my freshmen. Cam Taylor, top 5 among Big East freshmen in scoring with nearly 10 per game. Extra pass to Selena Lott.
Marquette continues to impress. They and DePaul, both 2 of the leading assist teams in the nation. But a great read by Chloe Murata, taking her time and finding her cutting teammate right down the lane.
Marquette, a testament that you can't buy what you see in the preseason. They were picked 9th, but right now they're giving the heavyweight in the Big East all they can handle.
The Golden Eagles securing rebounds on the other end and then pushing. The Blue Demons are quite simply not getting back on defense. Not all 5 players need to sprint back.
Chloe Murata steps in. 3-on-1. Spingola rises. Here comes DePaul. Stonewall. Kick. Corner. Campbell. DePaul just 3 for 13 to start. Morris, why not? The bottom.
That's what they need more of. Second chance opportunities. A lot of times you can get high percentage threes off of offensive rebounds, but Marquette has done such a good job securing boards early so far.
Taylor stripped by Morris. It'll stay with the Golden Eagles. This is the DePaul team, 25-4.
And here's DePaul. Sonia Morris relocating off of that offensive board, finally getting their first 3 to drop. And we mentioned it, but just 2 of 26 for the Blue Demons in their last game in a loss on the road to Villanova last weekend.
Clunin, straight up defense by Church. What seems to be off right now with the Blue Demons team that's lost just 4 times this year?
Well, it's really been the glass, because Marquette is securing all the rebounds on DePaul's end of the floor, and they're pushing up for breaks. And DePaul just isn't getting back and stopping the ball in transition.
Church with an extra opportunity, and she's fouled. There's some Blue Demon rebounding. That'll send Church to the free throw line. Think about the series history, meaning number 75 today. And DePaul, they've got the advantage. Marquette, though, in the recent years has definitely left their mark on this rivalry, particularly in 2017. That title game just shows you where this building was filled up, and it was really a night to remember in this conference.
Right, when you go back to the first meeting this season, which was nearly a 20-point win for DePaul, but we touched on it. This is a completely different Marquette team since then. That was in late December, their first conference game. A lot of new pieces, a new head coach. We're certainly seeing the new identity of this team early on.
Campbell stepping in with some defense. Doug Bruno said offense was the theme, though, of practice this past week.
Selena Lott, that time a better job by DePaul of keeping the ball handler in front, cutting off that direct drive lane.
And Clunin travels. Just the first Marquette turnover. Inside, that's DePaul offense, held off the window.
And that's the style they like to play. They spread you out so far defensively because of their ability to hit the 3, and that's how finally taking advantage of the open lane.
Spingola switches the pull-up. Isabel Spingola doubling her production from 5 to 10 points a game, and now has a steal. Lott. Morris with her second 3.
And here come those threes, John. They could come anytime. That was a nice one in flow of the transition. Sonia Morris, nice job of running that left lane. You have to locate her in transition defense. If there's one team you have to locate shooters in transition, it's this DePaul team, one of the top 3-point shooting teams in the nation.
On a 10-2 run. Church traveled. Lubo with the basketball now, a freshman who Megan Duffy says can be the future of this program.
She's played some nice minutes. You see she had some size at the point guard spot. She's strong. She defends well.
Van Clunen, tough finish.
That could be there all day for Lauren Van Clunen with the size advantage to go along with her footwork.
Van Clunen with 8 in this first quarter. Held with the answer. 4 seconds left here. Lott will just let the quarter buzzer sound.
The Marquette Golden Eagles off to a hot start here at home. Lauren Van Clunen stopping the ball in transition and not limiting them to one shot.
Can Marquette win a game at this pace against DePaul?
I think they can. I think they have the athletes to run with them. Their post players can get up and down the floor.
Deja Church, the Michigan transfer, with 4 points.
You just always have to defend that three-point line. You can't let DePaul get in rhythm in transition hitting threes, because that's where the score can just really start to balloon.
That was part of Megan Duffy's game plan. She said, we'll live with DePaul taking some layups at times.
Yeah, she said, you know, sometimes we will overhelp on the threes and risk giving up a couple more layups. And so far they've done a pretty good job of defending the three-point line.
And Clunen foul.
Deja Church, nice little hesitation, eyes up on the rim, gets her defender to stand up. And that's what Coach Bruno wanted. He wanted his team to attack the paint more in this game. He thought they really settled for too many outside threes in that last game instead of getting into the paint, opening things up and creating.
DePaul coming up with some defense here. Lott stuck with it. There's Lubo, the freshman. King with 5 and an offensive foul. Called on Jordan King.
Lexi Held just hedging hard off of this ball screen. Perfect job of getting into position, sliding her feet. Jordan King right into it.
Doug Bruno telling us, look, we're going to take threes. DePaul is second in the country with nearly 11 made per game, but he thinks his team's got to move better away from the ball as Church had her shot altered by Anderson.
See that size mismatch right there, Johnny. Held on Van Clunen.
Lott saw an opening and capitalized.
A nice high-low look there for Van Clunen, taking her time, finding a teammate, but Lexi Held, one of the top shooters in this league, the sophomore, knocking it down.
Lexi Held, all freshman selection in the Big East last year, shooting nearly 45% from the field. Now DePaul's defending. A jump ball that will stay with Marquette.
Marquette continuing to go defense to offense. Altia Anderson has been a monster on the glass, and then Lauren Van Clunen, a nice hard cut to Selena Lott, caught the defender sleeping on the baseline.
Marquette with a 22-10 advantage in points in the paint. Offensive foul called on Spingola, who was fighting for positioning. And that's her second. Held, ball fake, and the hesitation works to perfection.
And that was just simple use of using a screen, and Marquette now a little bit sped up. Another turnover, offensive foul for Jordan King.
And that's the second on King, which means Lubo has to come back in.
DePaul turning up the intensity defensively again. Lexi Held getting her feet in position. And then how about this cut from her? She initiated the set and then just had a full speed backdoor cut off of that screen. No help from Marquette.
Lexi Held already with 13 points. That's what Doug Bruno tells us about his offense. It can be anybody's day. Stonewall off. Another scramble. Here comes Lott. She's got 3 assists. Always playing with vision. And Held following Lott here.
Selena Lott, she is the motor of this offense, continuing to attack hard, but DePaul has made an adjustment. They're getting back in transition defense better.
Lott only averaged an assist a game last season, and she had a totally different role on this team as Anderson travels. We were talking with Doug Bruno about Lott's evolution, and he said she's just got this awareness and vision that really sticks out, and it really impressed him on tape. He said he thought she's a All-Big East first-teamer potentially. Morris gets fouled by Lubo.
Yeah, we're seeing this improved offense for DePaul from last week to this week, where last week Coach Bruno thought they were settling too much. We have seen them attack off the dribble almost every possession to start this second quarter. A much more aggressive approach, getting into the lane. We've seen them cutting harder, and it's opened up their offense.
We were talking to other Big East coaches throughout the season around this league, and they say you cannot take your foot off the gas when you're playing DePaul in terms of your attention to detail.
Right, because all 5 players in a DePaul jersey on the floor at all times, they have no let up. So even if you give them a 3 and they miss, you think your job's done? No way. They will get the offensive rebounds and drain a 3 in your face if you do not commit to boxing out and closing out.
DePaul was down 15-4 early on. Since a 24-14 run, and off the turnover. Here's Stonewall. Beautiful give to Morris. Just off. Extra opportunity, though. The 3. That one just off the left side of the rim, but a third opportunity now.
And this is what can't happen when you play DePaul. We just mentioned it. They do not get tired. They do not let up. This is 3 offensive boards.
They got 3 looks at the basket. Have not led since it was 2-0 Blue Demons. Lott off the screen.
Selena Lott, a little give and go action, running the point. Again, anytime either team has scored on a cut, it's because it's been a full speed cut to score right to the rim.
Bengola with the board. Lott has 8 points. What a give down low. Ball fake from Murata, but was stuffed away by Morris. Off the hands of Campbell and back to Marquette.
Selena Lott, her team has slowed down a little bit, trying to get that energy back up. Just a simple give and go, a nice feed from the freshman Narelle Lubo, finding her over the top of that defense.
How about the finesse there from the freshman on that pass?
Yeah, laid it up perfectly, but Selena Lott's got some up. She'll go up and get that pass.
Lott's got range too. She's got 11.
And that's an improved part of her game as well, John, this year, her ability to really hit the 3 consistently.
These are 2 top 40 RPI teams. And they have battled back and forth thus far, living up to their billing. We'll have Marquette free throws after the break. Selena Lott has taken the next step.
Jalen Agnew, who apparently is having a monster game currently. She is a big-time senior that could score. And then I've seen glimpses of some really good play from Seton Hall and St. John's.
Jalen Agnew right now has 43 points for Creighton. They're taking on Georgetown. And that matches Angel McCautry's record set at Louisville of 43. So Agnew, she's already broken Creighton's single game record. But her next point will set a new Big East mark. When you think about the players who have come through this conference, that says it all. As we look at the Big East standings, we just talked about those Creighton Blue Jays. Right in the thick of things, Villanova, Harry Peretta's final season. You wonder what kind of inspired basketball they could play in Chicago.
Well, that was insane last weekend. They swept both DePaul and Marquette. I don't think anybody saw that coming. They have an incredible freshman in Maddie Seacrest, who had 29 against DePaul last weekend. So a couple of teams that could really make some noise. There's going to be a very good team playing on that first day as the 7th seed. Those teams are all in gridlock right now as we try to sort out the standings on this last day of conference play.
Lot Poles was fouled, and she'll head to the line for 3. Kelly Campbell's second foul. And that sends a 77% free throw shooter to the line.
Selena Lott, she's had it going in early 11 points. Kelly Campbell a little frustrated there. Looks like coach is sending a sub to the table. Will he sub out Kelly with the 2 fouls?
In and out for Lott. Her head coach, Megan Duffy, saying, I knew that she could be our star over the summer because of how hard she worked. Everything we put down for her to do, she did. From 7 points per game last season to now nearly 15. And initiating the offense as a point guard, she had never been a point guard.
Right, and she still almost runs a little bit of the 2 guard as well, but I think what gets overshadowed a bit is that she played some really significant minutes last season. Despite those 5 1,000-plus point scores, they had some injuries. Alizé Blockton was out for a while, and she moved into the starting lineup. So even though she didn't need to score as much last year, but she was in the games, in big-time games, in critical moments, and now she's really taken it upon herself to be the primary scorer on this team.
Held out in front. She's got 13. Was fouled, and she'll head to the line for a pair.
Lexi Held has shown why she is one of the best guards in the conference. And John, she didn't have a great weekend last weekend, just averaging 8 points per game in those 2 games against Georgetown and Villanova, just 1 of 11 from 3. So a much better start for her today. She's already up to 13 points on 5 of 7 shooting.
A 71% free throw shooter. Lexi out of Cooper High School in Kentucky. She was a Miss Kentucky basketball finalist. Over 2,000 points in her high school career.
And I've said it before, but I think she's a future Big East Player of the Year. She's has as pure of a shooting stroke as I've ever seen, and she could really shoot it well in the mid-range off of the dribble. You see her rise up and keep her perfect form.
Now Held comes up with it. Out in front of the pack. What a dish to Dahlman. That's Player of the Year material from Lexi Held.
Lexi Held, that time unselfish, even though she's had the hot hand. Good job by her teammate of running that opposite lane. Kiara Dahlman getting the bucket.
You don't just give out praise easy as a former player, so that's why it says to me, wow, if you say that about Lexi Held, but she hears you, Kim Adams.
And you don't think she's a sophomore out there as Lauren Van Clunen knocks it down, but she's really made a tremendous jump from her freshman year to her sophomore year and just become more confident in her ability to score the ball and know how important it is to her team that she's aggressive.
Morris trying to get after the long rebound, but it ends up in the hands of Van Clunen. Lot up ahead. Van Clunen. Morata to give to Spingola. It'll stay with Marquette for a third opportunity.
Lexi held, running the break, could have gone up by herself, had a defender trailing, said, oh, I'll give it to my teammate. Kiara Dahlman, right place, right time. Nice hands on the catch.
That's why DePaul is 6th in America with nearly 20 assists per game. They're always looking for the outlet pass. Held back to Morris for 3. One way long.
I don't think that's a 3 that Coach Bruno wants. There was no spacing there. Lexi Held almost blocked her own teammate because they were so close. You want to spread it out a little bit.
Here they come again. Stonewall with the bounce pass to Morris. Could not finish on the break.
DePaul has missed a lot of layups, John.
Now they've got an advantage on the break. Lubo! Again! How about 3 times the charge?
We may have to have a Mike and Drill clinic at halftime, John. A lot of missed layups.
An Adams Drill clinic. As Morris throws it away. Coming up on the Jeep halftime report, Joe Davis is in our LA studios talking about 2 Villanova greats, Mary Gadeka and Harry Coretta.
And John, back to the Mikan drill. I didn't actually know this. George Mikan is a DePaul graduate. That is something I learned in my time covering the Big East. Big fan of the Mikan drill. And then someone informed me that he's actually a DePaul grad. So
absolutely.
Shout out to that.
You think about DePaul, some of the great names. Mark Aguirre.
Mark Aguirre, a good friend of mine, actually. His daughter, Angele, was my high school point guard when he was a coach with the Knicks.
The layers of stories in this sport. Your dad, an official, they called him Big Game Bob.
Big Game Bob. My mom, my coach.
2 on the timer for Lott. They got it off in the nick of time. Van Clunen, who's hustling back. Stonewall. There's that defensive hustle paying off. How about Van Clunen, a senior?
And look at the motor. Selena Lott doing what she's done best this season, making plays for her teammates, splitting the defense, jump stop, drawing a third defender, finding the opening to Van Clunen. Selena Lott has been so impressive in this first half with her ability to decide when it's her shot and when to give it up.
Lauren Van Clunen, a senior academically, a redshirt junior, though, who has another year ahead. This is another story of a player who's really stepped up her role. From 4 points per game last year to 11 and nearly 6 boards this season.
Just a number of players who have found increased roles. Altia Anderson, honored today with Senior Day. This is really the first season she's played a significant role, and she's stepped into it big time.
Megan Duffy told us this is a great college athletic story of players who didn't transfer, kept at it as Stonewall hits it, and as a result, they're getting rewarded.
Yeah, I mean, it's rare these days. If you were sitting on the bench for a season, 2 seasons, a lot of players are packing their bags and wanting to see the floor. These players have stuck it out, and now they're reaping the benefits. They have a couple championships, too.
Between shot and game clock. Luba knocks it down. Marquette has shot nearly 50% in this first half. Morris with 8 on the drive. Morris. Another scramble for it with 3 seconds here. Lott with 2. Lott. Shades of Heidemann.
Interested to see, John, who is DePaul going to put on Selena Lott, because Shantae Stonewall is their biggest player, so she's probably going to have to guard Van Clunen, but who is going to be able to slow down Selena Lott, who did a little bit of everything in that first half?
And what you also don't see on that graphic is that Shantae Stonewall only has 2 points. And it'll stay with 2 as she's off on the elbow jumper. Kim, now Shantae Stonewall 1 for 7 from the field.
I think she's settled a little bit from the outside. I think she's strongest down low, but you're seeing the impact of Marquette's size. They have 3 forwards at 6'2", so she's having a hard time scoring inside.
Spingola just keeps the Golden Eagle machine going.
Golden Eagles keeping it rolling right out of halftime. Izzy Spingola on her senior day. That is what she does best, knocking it down cold-blooded from behind the arc.
Now up ahead. Thought about it, but traveled.
Ooh, I thought she was going to go for it again. Little heat check there. She was feeling herself.
This Marquette team picked near the basement of the Big East. First-year head coach Megan Duffy said no excuses, and it's been up in their locker room all season long on a whiteboard where they were picked, and they've exceeded those expectations as DePaul gives it away. The Golden Eagles will be the #2 seed in the Big East tournament next weekend in Chicago.
Coach Duffy said that was all on the players. They put that preseason ranking up, and they felt straight up disrespected by that, and they've been disrespected all season. Coach Doug Bruno said, we didn't pick them second. He knew what this team was going to be capable of. I don't know if anyone predicted they would be this way.
Campbell with her 3rd foul.
Jordan King over to Lauren Van Clunen. Kelly Campbell on the stop, but you see the size of Lauren Van Clunen at 6'2". She has a 5'10" guard on her.
Megan Duffy telling us she'd like to play Van Clunen a little bit with the freshman Cam Taylor, who's 6'2". She said, you see that a lot in the Big Ten. It's the style, and Duffy was an assistant for Ken Barnes-Rico.
Yeah, she said right now the only thing precluding her from doing that is Cam Taylor would have to guard a quicker guard. So it's more of a matchup on the defensive end. But now you have a big lead. It gives you a little bit more room to experiment, to play with a little bit, and really see how you can get that high-low game developing.
Duffy over at Michigan, so she knows that Big Ten style. Taking this job at Marquette after 2 years at Miami of Ohio as Murata checks back into this one.
Coach Duffy, we thought she may have been a player in practice today. She comes in her shorts, her t-shirt, her sneakers. She's ready to stub in at any moment. Very active in the shoot-around this morning.
Deja Church up to 6 points. She was running and gunning. They were loud from the get-go. And it's just carried into this rivalry game. Van Clunen, a 3rd chance at it, though. Murata! Marquette dominating the glass.
Chloe Murata is just a workhorse. She was in the starting lineup earlier in this season, now comes off the bench and has taken no offense to that. She gives you valuable minutes anytime she's in the game and really crashes the glass.
How rare is that for a player to be accepting?
It's rare. I think we talked about the culture of this team, players not transferring. Chloe Murata making the most of her minutes and always making an impact. You see her leadership on display as well, just skying up for that board. 3rd opportunity for Marquette, who now has 15 offensive rebounds early in the 2nd half.
Church walks with the basketball. That's the 9th DePaul turnover.
And I don't know if we've talked enough about the defense of Marquette, allowing just 60 points per game on the season. And that's why a big part of why the score is what it is right now.
The Blue Demons have been so dominant. You see that back-to-back stat. Not only that, but since 2013, since the Big East reconfigured to the 10-team configuration, soon to be 11 next year with UConn, DePaul against Big East teams is 121-21 in all conference games, counting the postseason.
Incredible. Just pure dominance for Coach Bruno, but we're seeing the team that has challenged him the most in recent years, Marquette. They have come out full confidence on their home floor.
The Blue Demons are well on their way to a 18th straight NCAA tournament as Morris off the turnover.
This is where DePaul can get going. This is what I anticipated to see out of halftime, this intense full-court pressure. But Marquette has done a solid job of handling it so far. This was a big focus of their shoot-around this morning. A big chunk of time was spent on breaking that press.
Clunin has owned the paint. This time off. Murata steps in. Another scramble for it. A jump ball, and it will stay with Marquette.
And this is DePaul defense right here. One of the nation's leaders in forcing turnovers. Defense to offense. They haven't done that as much as they normally do today, again, because Marquette has done a solid job of handling the pressure. And Coach Duffy told us this week they had some extra time with just the one game. She did a pressure boot camp for them as Cam Taylor, the freshman, gets going underneath. But she got this team as well prepared as they could be for this DePaul pressure.
It's translated to this game. Another rebound off the stop. Marquette's now up 40-17 on the glass, and this comes after DePaul was out-rebounded handily at Villanova, 49-35. When we asked Doug Bruno yesterday what was the issue with his team at the moment, he said rebounding. Well, the issue remains.
And they just haven't shown a commitment to blocking out, to making contact, to locating players. When the shot goes up, another offensive rebound, now 18.
We're talking about a DePaul team that is 25-4, has held his foul. Their only non-conference losses to UConn and Oregon State.
Marquette, they have not slowed down. This is a really impressive freshman, Cameron Taylor, just showing her ability to use her footwork, put the ball on the floor, and to use her 6'2" frame to finish over smaller DePaul defenders.
Held has been the positive for the Blue Demons today. Nobody else in double figures.
Kelly Campbell is yet to score. We talked about how she does a little bit of everything, rebounding, assisting, but she needs to score at the end of the day.
She's brilliant in assist-to-turnover ratio. Leads the country, 179 assists to just 30 turnovers now. Averages 8 points per game, but thus far today, blank. 10 on the shot clock here. Lubo with 6. They're stuck with 4. Jordan King. That's how the day's gone for Marquette.
They're getting scoring from everybody, John. And we mentioned both of these teams, really high team assist numbers. Marquette has done a solid job of finding each other today.
Kelly Campbell heard you.
She heard me loud and clear, and she's actually their best three-point shooter percentage-wise. Finally gets one to go.
King breaks the pressure, the give, and a strip from Dahlman. Taylor lost it.
Marquette has just continued to put their foot on the gas. Jordan King getting into the paint, nice step back over the top of the defense, and then Kelly Campbell with her first points of the afternoon on the 3-ball.
Foul on Taylor, so back to the Blue Demons as Church hits it off the window. And Megan Duffy said, DePaul never goes away. Now a turnover. But Stonewall sends it right over near us. DePaul in search of some magic on the road.
Pretty blistering 48% from the field, and they have not let up from that scorching start in the first quarter.
What do you have to be wary of if you're Marquette?
Well, anytime you play DePaul, the threes can get going at any point. Right now, they're just 4 of 17, but we've seen them put on the pressure. I think Marquette has done a good job. Even if they have turned it over, they've prevented DePaul from scoring off of those turnovers.
Van Clunin doubled. Now 10 on the timer. Lubo got it back. A little frenetic, but now 5 on the shot clock. Van Clunin, another offensive rebound. And a foul on Church. That's now 19 Marquette offensive boards.
The rebounding numbers are just absolutely mind-blowing right now. 43 to 18. We mentioned Marquette has a +10 margin on the season. Well, they are way beyond that mark right now.
.12 on the shot clock here. King. They're doubling Van Clunen. She finds Lubo, but it goes out of bounds. Lauren Van Clunen with 16 points. 6 to 12 from the field, and Doug Bruno for the first time today has brought aggressive double teams to her.
Yeah, they've definitely adjusted their coverage. Now Van Clunen really needs to take that extra second to recognize where the help is coming from and kick it out in that direction.
What can't Lott do? She just comes up with a rejection.
This is as complete of a performance on both ends as we've seen in the conference this season, John, if you would agree.
You're the expert, but I would agree. I rarely disagree with you, K.A. You're totally right, as Morris fouls Lott. And I would say, when you're thinking about the individual performances in this conference this season, how about the floor game of Lott? She's got some Heidemann in her.
She does, and what I think is most impressive about her is her speed and her ability to use her vision in the open floor and lead the break from the two-guard spot. But Lauren Van Clunen has been equally as impressive today with her aggressiveness and her will to want to score the ball.
Van Clunen and Lott are back next year.
It's hard to think. It seems like they've been around for a while. You almost have to double-check the notes and say, are these two really only juniors? It just seems that whole class of Blockton and King and Heidemann, that they were almost a part of that class.
Marquette lost over 80% of their scoring from last year. They lost their head coach, Carolyn Keeger, who went to Penn State. They bring in Megan Duffy. Spingola, way off this time. Megan Duffy, we were talking about earlier how the Marquette players have set this culture, but it bears noting there are 15 third-year head coaches in women's college basketball. We'll wait for the official ruling.
Looks like it was ruled on Kelly Campbell.
Well, it's DePaul basketball, so the foul was on Marquette. So we'll await something official here in the book is held. This time is fouled on the drive. Selena Lott with the foul this time. That's the 15th foul held to the free throw line. Looks like the foul now called on Lott on the previous play from that review. She's got 3. Lexi held with 18 points. A team high for the Blue Demons.
And that was exactly how they practiced breaking the press, John, with that opposite guard just slicing up through the middle. Perfect execution as they practiced it this morning.
Lott with the push-off. Offensive foul. And now Selena Lott has 4. That's a big moment in this game.
She's had an impact on both ends, obviously scoring. So now she'll go to the bench for at least the rest of the quarter. This is an opportunity that DePaul needs to capitalize on.
What do they need to do offensively to capitalize?
I think they haven't been getting out in transition much. I think it more starts on the defensive end. Getting some turnovers for easy looks.
Church stuck. Now 12 on the shot clock. It's Campbell probing. Nowhere to go. Stonewall. A foul is called. And despite a strong defensive possession, Lubo called for the foul.
Well, that's just frustrating because both Lubo and Murata did a terrific job of containing dribble penetration, sliding the feet. That's textbook right there. Couldn't really see from that angle just how much contact there was, but I think even before the foul, you're seeing the defensive principles that Coach Megan Duffy has instilled in this group, and we talked about the importance of first keeping the ball in front. That's how every defense starts.
She told us defense and rebounding have always been the staple of my teams. But it's another thing to actually want it internally. She credited the players for the amount of desire they have in those departments. Top 10 nationally in rebounding margin. Over +8. Here's King, the freshman, guarded by Church. And on the timer now. Lubo with a tough floater, and DePaul has turned it up a notch defensively.
Marquette impressive, getting back in transition.
Stonewall hoist. Offensive rebound, though. Church puts it back in, and DePaul's within 13.
They're going to need gritty plays like that. Second chance opportunities, limiting Marquette to just one shot.
Megan Duffy calls timeout. The Blue Demons are on an 11-2 run. Don't count the reigning Big East champs out yet. Here comes the
pace of Marquette has really inhibited her and what she's been able to do. She's a little bit undersized compared to Van Clunen and Taylor down low. She's definitely more effective scoring-wise, closer to the basket, and she's had to settle from the outside and is just 1 of 9.
Hell on the run out. And her shot altered, but Church puts it back in, and Deja Church has 12.
Now you see them missing Selena Lott a little bit in this press break and her ability to be a second ball handler in addition to Jordan King.
DePaul on a 13-2 run. It was a 2-for-1 opportunity for Marquette, but they forego it. Now 8 on the shot clock here. Pingola now with 5. Marquette lost. King with 2 from the logo. That almost went.
Wow. I thought that was halfway down.
Dolman on the break. 12 seconds left. We've already seen a half-court buzzer beater. Here's King with 5. King is clean.
Whoa. Oh my goodness. We had that at the end of the second quarter.
That was Al's bounce. Jordan King, the freshman, with 12 points. How does DePaul mount the comeback in the fourth?
It starts with stops and rebounds, something they have not done today. 46-22 on the boards. If they do not rebound, they can't get out and run and keep their high scoring rate up like they normally play.
The tip from King. And the steal from King. She can do it all.
I think this is the best game we've seen from Jordan King, who came in as the preseason rookie of the year. And there have been some big-time freshmen, Maddie Segrist, probably running away with that title. But this is as confident and as skilled as I've seen Jordan King look.
Another rebound off a stop. Marquette, 47-22. That's their advantage on the glass. Doug Bruno said that would be the key to the game. His Blue Demons have not been able to match Marquette today. Van Clunen doubled. Anderson on the back door.
Spacey was a little tight there. I'd like to see them space out a little bit when Van Clunen is getting collapsed on. But they were able to find it. And another turnover from DePaul.
Spingola, the fake. Another offensive rebound for Marquette. And a foul on DePaul.
Marquette just wants the ball more. John, it's as simple as that. Turnover after turnover to start this quarter. Jordan King end to end. Coach Duffy, she told us that dress and heels was not going to stop her from getting amped up today. She certainly has a lot to be excited about.
Kim, I can't do that in sneakers.
I think you can.
That was tempo from Coach Duffy.
You do need to work on your agility a little bit. But you've shown glimpses. You've shown glimpses of greatness.
It's March. That's where great moments happen.
You got to flip it on right now. We got a big week ahead in Chicago next week. We got to have your stamina. We've got 4 games in a day.
Big East tournament, March 6th to the 9th in Chicago. We'll have the quarterfinals for you on FS2 Saturday as Stonewall up and under. He's got 6. Just her second field goal. Semifinals on FS1 a week from right now. And then the championship game next Monday night, FS1. Church behind the back. A near turnover. Lubo to the deck. Campbell keeps it alive.
Look at the rotations from Marquette, John. They've just gotten back every time in transition. It's been a huge focus. That looked like it should have been an easy layup for DePaul, but Lauren Van Clunen's fighting over early on the help.
Being fouled by Morris.
And really everywhere today. Marquette has simply wanted this game more. Look at the hustle. Both teams on the floor, but Van Clunen getting to the spot, using her length.
This Marquette team, they've been hovering around the 8 and 9 lines in bracketologies. They entered today with an RPI of 37, 8 and 3 against Quadrant 2, a combined 12 and 0 against Quad 3 and Quad 4. So no bad losses. This is from the Warren Nolan report. Van Clunen and 1.
Lauren Van Clunen. She has been relentless today. Claire Kafis, flex on him, Lauren. Flex on him. Look at the steal. Great position. 3 defenders around her. She does not care. A good feed in. The Blue Demons just have not had an answer for her today. 1, 2, 3 defenders, no problem. And 1. This team is fired up, John. And
oh my, an offensive rebound! Marquette muscle! It's Anderson on her senior day. This is crazy.
21 offensive rebounds for the Golden Eagles. We asked Megan Duffy, where does this approach on the boards come from? She said, yeah, it's size, but it's more of a mentality. They go through some crazy drills at practice. But
oh my goodness, no way! Oh my goodness! Listen to this crowd. The Golden Eagles totally dominating the windows today. 51-23, and how about the 22 offensive rebounds? That is what is so staggering to you.
It's incredible. It's will, it's determination, it's energy, and we saw that energy at 9 a.m. this morning in shoot-around, and there has been no let-up.
Stonewall, only 2 field goals today. They needed it.
And John, Selena Lott, their leading scorer, still on the bench with the 4 fouls, but Lubo and King have done a tremendous job of handling the pressure and breaking the press in her absence.
Lubo all the way. Megan Duffy told us the key to this game would be Marquette controlling the paint. They've got a 46-28 advantage in that department. Locke getting ready to check back in now for Marquette as Church could not get the friendly bounce. To Kelja, and it's Church who finishes. She's got 14.
She's been one of the few players to really attack the glass. Here comes this pressure, but don't force the turnover.
What's amazing is that's the 20th Marquette turnover.
Right, they've had a pretty large number of turnovers, but they've combated it with the offensive rebound.
Here's what's even wilder. DePaul forced 20 Villanova turnovers last Sunday. They lost by 18.
And again, a big problem in that game was the rebounding and the poor outside shooting.
Stonewall catch and shoot, and she got it. Shot case, Stonewall has a dozen. King breaks the press. Spingola, hesitation.
This is where you want to take a little bit more time and score here for Marquette. I would have pulled it out on that one. Sizable lead.
Campbell for three, and just like that, the Blue Demons are within 13. There's still over 5 minutes left.
And the threes are starting to fly. And this is why Marquette has to be smart on the other end about their shot selection right now. I thought they rushed a possession a little bit, which led to that last DePaul three. They will not let up. Here comes the full court pressure.
Anderson with the hesitation and finish. Altia Anderson on her senior day with 10 points and 11 boards. Campbell has turned it on, her third three.
Same exact spot. She just hit the last one.
Whatever Doug Bruno's been saying in those huddles has been working, and he's been at it at DePaul for 34 seasons. Still a lot of time, Kim.
You see Chauncey Stonewall almost face guarding Selena Lott, but they get the action on the opposite side. Izzy Spingola catches the defense sleeping. Megan Duffy is fired up, telling her team to get up.
L pulls. Battle for the basketball. Stonewall tipped it out to Campbell. Kick to Kelja. And the rebound to Taylor and the Golden Eagles, but a traveling violation is called.
DePaul is amping up the intensity. We see a struggle for the ball here. I don't think there was any foul there. Cam Taylor got swarmed a little bit.
And one for Held, who's got 20.
And here comes DePaul. We mentioned it. You can never relax when you're playing this team. And Coach Megan Duffy knows that and talked to us about it. Lexi Held off of the inbound play, just a sharp back cut, but this is a DePaul team that averages 85 points per game. They could get it going instantly, and there's still plenty of time in this one.
Held with just the third free throw missed by DePaul, but the pressure forces another turnover. The 22nd Marquette turnover, and an offensive foul is called on Held. Taken by Anderson. A senior making plays.
On her senior day, Altia Anderson did an exceptional job of getting there early, getting her feet set up outside of that restricted arc. How about the celebration? She is fired up on her senior day.
Marquette at long last breaks the press. It had been a good 90 seconds that DePaul had it on their end of the floor.
And now you want to take some time off the clock. If you don't have the initial fast break, pull it out. Run some offense. Wear that clock down.
8 on the timer. Lott with three. Spingola, the heave. Offensive board for Van Clunen. And DePaul comes out with it. They can get within 10. Shot altered by Spingola. It'll stay with the Blue Demons, who were once down 22 just 4 minutes ago.
Marquette really all day has done a pretty solid job of getting back in transition defense. That time Izzy Spingola with the block.
Held. It's a 10-point game. Just 4 minutes ago, DePaul was down 61-39. But Doug Bruno is flexing his muscles right now. His team has not quit. That's a staple to this program.
To break that press.
How about the will of these two teams today?
I love it. I mean, these are the top two teams in the conference. We're seeing the intensity. We've seen this is nothing new for DePaul. We saw this when they played UConn. They were down big earlier in the year, almost came back and won that game. This is familiar territory for them.
Blue Demons were down 28. Got it all the way down to 6. King is trapped. Morris going for the steal. Anderson to the deck. It's a tie-up. Jump ball that will stay with Marquette.
Jordan King stopping in the last spot you ever want to stop. She put herself into a box right in front of that half-court line. You have 2 DePaul defenders, then the sideline as a 3rd defender, the half-court line as a 4th defender. You want to keep the ball in the middle of the floor.
Lot on the catch. This DePaul team, they've got that Big East regular season title. They're a 1 seed. So you might think to yourself, why are they going at it this hard? Well, they'd like to host in the NCAA tournament. Campbell with the steal. The 22nd giveaway. Church 1-on-4. And loses it.
Marquette, a good job of getting 4 players back. It was 1-on-4 on that break.
Stonewall with a near interception. Shante Stonewall, who has struggled from the field today, 4 of 13, but Doug Bruno has long said she's the one who gives them the defensive boost.
All right, she has that edge. She has the length to get into the passing lanes. So you're guarding the center right now, Altia Anderson.
10 on the timer. Lot off the screen, and that's tipped away by Morris with 6. Marquette.
This was a nice setup from Lot, but a good job of Morris. A little late on the recovery, but getting her hand to tip that ball away.
The Golden Eagles entering today, looking for a great signature win. But DePaul's not making it easy. As Campbell buries the 3. She's got a dozen and a timeout called by Doug Bruno.
And I think they're going to check that. They waved it as a 3, but I thought her foot was inside of the line. They're going to check almost like the James Harden step back. Yeah, looks like she just got it behind that line. It's a 3-point bucket for Kelly Campbell.
A travel on Spingola. It goes back to DePaul. What a turn of events. What was a 22-point game 5 minutes ago. DePaul with 2 timeouts left. Marquette with just 1. The Golden Eagles are in the bonus. And Marquette has 3 fouls to use. What a game. Morris kick. Campbell trying to weave her way around Anderson. And we've got a kick ball called that goes to Marquette.
Marquette, when they've gotten DePaul in the half court, they've defended very well. They've limited ball penetration. Altia Anderson gets beat a little bit, but good help defense by Van Clunen. And again, just Marquette players have been diving for loose balls all afternoon.
King with the bounce, nearly taken by Hell.
And John, this is where we're going to see the maturity of this young Marquette team. Lexi Held nearly stole that one away, but Megan Duffy, a big focus for them this week was handling pressure. They did a good job of it through the first 3 quarters, and now getting sped up a little bit. Can they settle down and dictate the final 130 of this game?
6 on the shot clock inside a lot, who was fouled, and will head to the line for 2. Church with her 4th foul.
Selena Lott just always cuts with so much speed. Right to the rim, uses the screens. Everything is high intensity with her.
Selena Lott, 76% free throw shooter, but off on the first. Here's help from deep. Got it! Timeout, DePaul. They have one left.
And that is way too much space for Lexi Held.
And Held 3 away from her career high. She's got 25.
Most important thing for Marquette right now is to protect the ball. DePaul has gotten back in this game because of turnovers forced on the full court press.
10-1 Blue Demon run. Marquette breaks the pressure. King, the freshman. Anderson, the senior, into Lott on the fade. And she was fouled. Will take 2 free throws.
And Selena Lott just establishing herself in the paint, establishing a sealed position. You see her fending off the defender with that top hand, and then looking for that over-the-top lob pass with the opposite hand, and effectively drawing the foul. Selena Lott has just impacted the game in so many ways, whether has the ball in her hands today or has done a great job of working off of the ball as well.
Lott clutch from the free throw line. 5 for 7 today. Here's Held, gave it away. King's got it. Up to Lott. Rejected by Stonewall, but a foul. That face says it all.
Marquette, they have forced 17 DePaul turnovers on the day. Jordan King with the heads-up play, getting it out in front to Selena Lott, who has been pretty effective at the free throw line in these final few minutes.
A rare miss for the 76% free throw shooter. Still an 8-point game. Stonewall. Diving for the ball is Anderson. A near giveaway. King got through it and was fouled. How about the hustle from Althea Anderson on her senior day?
That play is a game summary. If you want to see a summary of this game, just show that play. Here we go. Althea Anderson barely played in her first 3 seasons, has waited her time. Senior day, all over the floor, making the gritty plays, the extra play, the game-winning play. Althea Anderson having a big-time impact in her senior season.
In Anderson's first 3 years combined, 80 points. This season alone, 224 and counting. And in the rebound department, a double-double today. 12 boards, 10 points. As King ices this game. Campbell, rejected by Lott. Up ahead to Van Clunen. The icing on the cake.
The dominance on both ends continues, John. Steals, rebounds, transition offense.
The Marquette Golden Eagles sending a message to the rest of the Big East today as the seniors come off to an ovation.
Izzy Spingola, Althea Anderson. Probably couldn't think of a much better way for their last game here at the Owl.
DePaul has not lost back-to-back games since 2016. Held with the pickoff. Up ahead, it's Campbell for 3. Timeout, DePaul. They're within 7 with 7 seconds.
For a spot in that championship.
Doug Bruno and his Blue Demons will go for their 5th Big East tournament title in 7 years. Today, the story has been the Golden Eagles of Marquette as Lott dribbles it out. March in Big East women's basketball starts with Marquette Madness.
What a complete game for first-year head coach